at this. For me, my ultimate coping strategy would be you can't let it defeat you. You can't just chuck it in and walk away and say, I've had enough. You have to be strong and you have to be determined to see it through. I've got potty calves at home. I couldn't bear the thought of walking away and not feeding them, and then you find them dead in the paddock because you just give up and I can't do it anymore, too hard. I couldn't do that. They're all different, just like people are. So you can't walk away. You've got to be strong and you've got to be determined. The rain will come. We're a day closer every day.
Yes, we're living in the Miles district. We had 3 years of record-breaking drought, according to the locals, followed by 3 floods in 2 years, straight back into drought. We've just really haven't had a good break from the drought, but that's the way the country is. It'll rain one day, you know. I have to believe that it'll rain one day. Some of it is just the person that you are. So you deal with it and it's got to be dealt with. It's just the way it is. Other things that perhaps I do have a very good family. My husband and children are just the best. And my extended family are really great people. I have a pretty good network of friends. I have to say most of those I have met through my position as a volunteer in rural aid. So no matter how bad things have been for us, I volunteered for rural aid because they helped us out when we were in a really bad way. We had cattle dying like flies. My husband was fresh out of open heart surgery. We had recently inherited the care of my sister-in-law, who was a high care nursing home patient, not yet 60 years of age, and we had 4 little kids, and I literally was at breaking point with, you know, how do I bring some relief to the situation? Within 10 days, out came all this hay, like 2 semi-trailer loads of hay to be shared amongst ourselves and several other farmers, and they always kept in contact. So after coordinating a couple of hay drops and so on, I was asked to be officially area coordinator. Literally, they send stuff out here to be distributed to farmers by pallet loads.
I think they're good because that shows that people in the metropolitan areas, there is people there that are wanting to help and they can understand it. So that is good.
So in the drought, you know, there's a lot of services, community services that are out there to help people. So our rural financial counselling, our neighbourhood centres, our Royal Flying Doctor, they've got wonderful services going out to the properties to be able to, you know, help them debrief.
The coping strategies I've noticed for people in the drought is, you know, communication is key. And whether that's just the people around you, but also the big wide world. So that's where internet, those technology comes in. You're more connected, with having not only the local community but the world as well.
I think looking out and after people is very important. There's some really good associations around. If you're going to donate, then they need to donate to the CWA, Rotary, the Lions Club. I know that St Vincent's de Paul and Lifeline have some really, really good policies in place. I think where you can't really measure the mental stress it has on a person in the drought. And I think part of our community and what we're doing in our community here is trying to teach people skills to deal with the drought in different ways. They need to be able to talk to each other for a start. Never forget your family unit, because if you lose that, you lose everything. Recognise the fact that you or somebody else has depression. and recognise what your triggers are. I try and look out for friends that are struggling the same way as they look out for me when I'm struggling. So you work in a network of people where you're looking out for each other all the time.
Well, my husband is a very good manager, and I'm not saying that because we're related, but he actually is. He's probably one of the few farmers that have understocked and has rested a lot of the paddocks on the farm, so that in these times of drought, our strategy for coping is, well, he's just vigilant about how much stock he has and you know, where he rotates it on the farm. I would say we're the majority of people in the bush are problem solvers. So that's what we do. We have a problem and we find a solution. And rather than, you know, just whinge about the issue, we think, well, there are ways and means around it, and there's more than one way to skin a cat. So that's what we do.
Well, without a family unit, really, what are you? You're nothing. You're just, you know, a rudder of a ship somewhere. Our family, our immediate family, our daughters are vital to us even being able to remain in production at this point in time, especially when it's been so droughty for so long.
People stay strong in drought because that's their livelihood, and they've got to keep their stock alive, otherwise they've got nothing. And do you go broke keeping your stock alive, or do you sell them and then you've got to restock? It's so very, very hard. But a lot of people don't know how hard it is, but they do stay resilient, and we just get up and go.